Peppa and the Backyard Circus. Bang, bang, bang. It is a sunny day. Peppa and her friends are visiting Grandpa and Granny Pig. Grandpa Pig is using his hammer. It's a circus tent, says Peppa. Hooray! Everyone shouts. Ooh, says Peppa. Can we see the circus, Grandpa Pig? This isn't a circus tent, says Grandpa Pig. It looks like a circus tent, says Peppa. What is it? It is for Granny Pig's garden party, he says.
Wow!
Peppa doesn't know what a garden party is. Grandpa Pig tells her it's a party where grown-ups stand around and talk. It doesn't sound like fun to Peppa. She has a better idea. Let's put on our own show, says Peppa. We'll call it Peppa's Circus. Granny Pig thinks having the circus at her garden party is a very good idea.
Hooray!
Everyone wants to join the circus.
Wow!
Danny Dog wants to be the strong man. Emily Elephant wants to be the juggler. My father used to work in a circus, says Emily Elephant. He did? asked Peppa. What did he do? Peppa knows that sometimes there are elephants in the circus. He was the ticket taker, says Emily. Granny Pig brings the dress-up box. There are lots of fun things inside. Danny Dog finds polka dot shirts and a stick-on moustache. My strongman suit, he says. Peppa finds a hat. Pedro Pony finds a clown costume and a horn. Rebecca Rabbit does makeup. Hold still, Pedro, she says. Everyone is dressed and ready for the show. Grandpa, says Peppa, I don't have anything to do. Oh no. Well, you can be the ringmaster, he says. What does the ringmaster do? asks Peppa. The ringmaster is the boss, says Grandpa Pig. Peppa likes that idea. I will be the ringmaster boss, she says. Good, says Grandpa. You can say, welcome to my circus. Come and see the amazing feats of Daring Do.
Wow!
Granny's guests start to arrive. Everyone crowds inside the striped tent. Welcome to my circus, shouts Peppa. Come and see the amazing feat. The circus begins. Prepare to be scared, Peppa says. Is it a tiger? Rebecca asks. No, it's Candy Cat. Now watch the amazing cyclists. George, Richard and Edmund. Here is the strong man, Danny Dog. Danny shows his muscles. He wants to show the crowd how strong he is. He lifts Peppa. Ooh, say the crowd. Now please welcome Emily Elephant, who will juggle 2 potatoes and 1 egg. Toss, drop, toss, drop, toss. When Pedro the Clown walks into the ring, everyone laughs. Spray! Everyone laughs again. Splat! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and elephants, cats and ponies, says Peppa. Thank you for coming to my circus. The end. Peppa's gym class. Peppa and her friends are going to the gym today. Everybody has got their gym kit on, except Pedro. Pedro is wearing a superhero costume. I thought he was dressing up day to day, he says. Grumpy Rabbit is the gym teacher. He swings down from the top of the climbing frame.
Wow!
Do we have to do that? Gasps Emily Elephant. No! Laughs Grumpy Rabbit. That's only for big athletes like me! Let's warm up, shouts Grumpy Rabbit. Stretch, stretch, stretch! Everybody reaches up to the ceiling. Now wobble like a jelly, says Grumpy Rabbit. Everybody shakes like a jelly on a plate. Hee hee! It is time for the first adventure. I want you to pretend that this room is a jungle, whispers Grumpy Rabbit. But where are the trees? asks Susie Sheep. You'll have to pretend, replies Grumpy Rabbit. Now imagine a river, says Grumpy Rabbit. Walk on this beam to get across it. Peppa and her friends tiptoe across the river. Well done, my little explorers, cheers Grumpy Rabbit. Grumpy Rabbit shows the children how to swing across a swamp full of crocodiles. That's what he did when he was in the jungle. I can't see any crocodiles, says Pedro. You've got to pretend, whispers Peppa. What's our next adventure? asks Danny Dog. Grumpy Rabbit points to a funny table. This is a vault, he says. Pretend that it's a dinosaur and crawl through its legs. Peppa and her friends start crawling. Madame Gazelle comes back in. Did you have a good gym class, children? She asks. Yes, cries Peppa. We made it through the jungle. You are real little explorers now, laughs Grumpy Rabbit. The end. Peppa Pig and a busy day at school. It's Special Talent Day at school, and Peppa is very excited. She has many different talents, so she hasn't decided which one to share.
Wow!
Maybe I will jump rope, says Peppa, or sing or dance. Mummy Pig, Daddy Pig, Peppa and George eat a good pancake breakfast. They get in the car and go to school. Peppa's friends have already arrived. Pedro Pony, Candy Cat and Rebecca Rabbit are there.
Hooray!
Good morning, says Madame Gazelle. Are you ready for Special Talent Day? We'll share our talents this afternoon, but first we have a very busy day. The class practices counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, begins Madame Gazelle. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, shouts the class. Then Madame Gazelle asks the class to name things that begin with each letter of the alphabet. A. Apple. B. Balloon. C. Cake. D. Dinosaur. E. Eggs. F. Fish. G. Guitar. H. Hat. I for ice cream. J for jam. K for kite. L for ladder. M for monkey. N for newspaper. O for owl. P for pizza. Q for queen. R for rocket. S for scooter. T for truck. U for umbrella. V for violin. W for watermelon. X for xylophone. Y for yarn. And Z for Zoe Zebra. Then it's time to play store. Peppa and Susie are the shopkeepers. "What would you like?" asked Peppa. "Do you have any cookies?" asked Danny Dog. "No," says Peppa. "But we do have a toy telephone that will be $1. "Thank you," says Danny Dog. "Do you have a loaf of bread?" asked Pedro Pony. "No," says Peppa, "but we do have a dollhouse." "Well, okay," says Pedro Pony. "What can I buy for $100? asked Rebecca Rabbit. "How about a carrot?" says Peppa. Everyone laughs. Next, it's time to paint. Peppa wants to teach George how to paint a flower. "Make a circle," says Peppa. George paints a green circle. Then he paints a green zigzag line. "That's not right, George," says Peppa. George keeps painting. Madame Gazelle looks at Peppa's painting. "What a lovely flower," she says. "And George has painted a dinosaur. Perfect." At lunchtime, Peppa and George eat sandwiches with Danny Dog. There's watermelon for dessert. There's a new tire swing and Peppa wants to try it out. She squeezes in. "Help!" she cries. "I'm stuck."
Oh no!
Peppa looks funny in the swing, but Peppa doesn't think being stuck is funny. Her friends try to help. They pull and pull and pull. Out comes Peppa. "Let's play on the slide," she says. "It's time for music, music, music," sings Madame Gazelle. "Everyone choose an instrument." Danny chooses the bongo drums. "Look, I've got cymbals," says Rebecca. Zoe gets maracas. Freddie chooses a triangle. And Pedro has a tambourine. Everyone plays together. Boom, bang, crash. "Oh my," cries Madame Gazelle. "That sounds a bit more like noise than music. Let's go one at a time. Then each of you can join in." Ding, 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 goes the triangle. Boom, 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 goes Peppa's bass drum. Bang, 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 go the bongo drums. Crash, 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 go the cymbals. Shaka, 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 go the maracas. "Lovely," says Madame Gazelle. Finally, it is time for special talent. Everyone takes a turn. Danny Dog's special talent is drumming. Bang, bang, bang. Pedro Pony does a magic trick. Everyone closes their eyes and he makes a glass of water disappear. Zoe Zebra sings. Candy Cat jumps rope. Oh no, thinks Peppa. Now I can't do either of those. It's a good thing I'm good at dancing too. Then Susie Sheep gets up. I'm going to dance, she says. Oh no, says Peppa. What's the matter? Asked Madame Gazelle. I don't have a special talent that hasn't been done already, says Peppa. Of course you do, says Madame Gazelle. Think of something you really like to do. Peppa is quiet. She thinks. Then she smiles. I know, she says. She grabs her boots. Follow me. I'm the best at jumping in muddy puddles. Peppa jumps in a muddy puddle. Then everyone jumps in muddy puddles. This has been a very good day at school, says Peppa. And it has. The end. Peppa Pig, Fun in the Sun. Peppa Pig has fun. She has fun in the sun. She has fun when she jumps. Jump, jump, jump. She has fun when she hunts. Hunt, hunt, hunt. She has fun when she tugs. Tug, tug, tug. She has fun when she runs. Run, run, run.
Wow!
She has fun in the mud. Mud, mud, mud. Peppa had fun in the mud. Now she must have fun in the tub. Scrub, scrub, scrub. The end. Peppa Pig and the Halloween costume. It's almost Halloween. I love trick-or-treating, says Peppa. And jack-o'-lanterns. I love dressing up. George loves Halloween too. Peppa is trying to decide what she wants to be. I know, says Peppa. I will be a pirate. I will sail the high seas and hunt for buried treasure. But I'm going to be a pirate, says Danny Dog. I even have an eye patch.
Wow!
Maybe I'll be a clown instead, says Peppa. I will do a juggling act. I'm dressing up as a clown, said Pedro Pony. I have big clown shoes and a funny red nose. Okay, says Peppa. Maybe I will be a nurse. I will make everyone feel better. But Peppa, says Susie Sheep, I am dressing up as a nurse. Peppa frowns. Well then, I'll be a witch, with a pointy black hat and a broom. Peppa, says Candy Cat. I already have my costume. Pointy black hat, broom. I'm a witch. George has an idea for Peppa. Dinosaur! Peppa does not want to dress up as a dinosaur. Peppa thinks she'd like to be a brave space traveller. But that idea is taken. Oh no! She even considers dressing up as a vegetable. Sorry, says Rebecca Rabbit. What can I be for Halloween? Asks Peppa. Maybe a brave cowboy, a happy tiger, a sparkly ballerina. Peppa thinks and thinks. Then she has an idea. I will be a brave, happy, sparkly fairy princess. Peppa likes her wings, crown and wand, but her costume is not quite perfect. Peppa thinks that maybe there is something missing. That's it! Even fairy princesses need muddy paddle boots. Happy Halloween! The end. Princess Peppa. It is bedtime for Peppa and George. Mummy Pig tucks him in and turns out the light. Good night, little piggies, she whispers. Downstairs, Granny and Grandpa Pig arrive to have dinner with Mummy and Daddy Pig. They all sit down to eat, but suddenly they hear noises coming from upstairs. Is that Peppa and George? Asks Grandpa Pig. Looks like the little piggies aren't sleeping after all. Mummy Pig goes upstairs to check on Peppa and George. They are wide awake. Peppa, George, quickly now, hop into bed, says Mummy Pig. You're making lots of noise and it's too late for you to be up. We aren't sleepy yet, says Peppa. Oh no! Will you tell us a story? Asks Peppa. We promised to go to sleep after a story. All right, says Mummy Pig. Once upon a time, there was a princess. Peppa jumps in. Oh yes, says Mummy Pig. Once upon a time there was a courageous princess named Peppa. Wow. She lived in a castle with Sir George, the brave knight. And the princess and the knight had a cook who made the most delicious food ever, adds Peppa. Of course, says Mummy Pig. She made cupcakes and cookies. Cherry jelly tower, says Peppa. That was the princess's favourite food. The princess and the knight invited their friend Pedro Pony and they ate all the yummy desserts. Yes, said Mummy Pig. And afterward everyone was so full they fell right asleep. The end. Then they woke up, cries Peppa, and they invited a wizard to the castle. A wizard? Asked Mummy Pig. Yes, says Peppa. And he did a big magic show, but then all of a sudden, a big green dragon came to the castle. Peppa continues. Laughs George. Arr! Oh no, says Mummy Pig, how scary. The dragon wasn't scary, says Peppa. He was just very, very hungry. So the king came and ordered the cook to make a picnic, says Peppa. He did? Mummy Pig asks with a yawn. Yes, says Peppa. The cook, the wizard, the princess, the knight, the king, Pedro Pony and the dragon sat down to a big feast. And then they went to sleep, murmurs Mummy Pig as her head drops to one side. No, says Peppa. They had a party. The princess arrived at the party in a beautiful carriage, says Peppa.
Wow.
She came with her friend Susie Sheep. Sir George pulled the carriage with his horse. All of their friends came to the castle to dance. There was Rebecca Rabbit and Pedro Pony and Danny Dog. Downstairs, Daddy Pig, Granny Pig and Grandpa Pig are wondering what is taking Mummy Pig so long. Maybe we should see what's going on upstairs, says Daddy Pig. I think I hear snoring, says Granny Pig. Mummy Pig must have finally gotten Peppa and George to fall asleep. But Peppa and George are not snoring. Mummy Pig is. It looks like Princess Peppa is the best at telling bedtime stories, says Daddy Pig. The end. Peppa Pig, the school play. Peppa is very excited today. Her class is putting on a school play. The play is called Little Red Riding Hood. All the children will be in the play. Peppa will play the part of Little Red Riding Hood. Danny Dog will be the big bad wolf. Rebecca Rabbit will be the grandma. Pedro Pony will be the hunter. Mrs. Pony helps Pedro practice his lines. He will save Little Red Riding Hood from the big bad wolf.
Wow.
Peppa must practice too. I am Little Red Riding Hood, she says. I am going to visit my grandma. Very good, says Daddy Pig. Peppa likes acting. Soon it is a big day. Welcome to our play, says Madame Gazelle. First, let us meet the actors. All the children go on stage. The play begins. Danny pretends to be the big bad wolf. Go in the closet, Danny tells Rebecca. He is going to wait for Little Red Riding Hood. Now Peppa comes on stage. I am Little Red Riding Hood, she says. Peppa pretends to walk through the woods. I am going to visit my grandma. Peppa is very good at acting, like Little Red Riding Hood.
Wow.
Peppa is at Grandma's house. Oh, you don't look like my grandma, she tells Danny. What big eyes you have. What big teeth you have. You're not Grandma. You're the big bad wolf. Help! Cries Peppa. It is Pedro's turn to come on stage. But Pedro is shy.
Oh no!
Madame Gazelle comes with him. That makes him feel better.
Hooray!
Go away, you big bad wolf, says Pedro. Hooray! Pedro has saved Little Red Riding Hood from the big bad wolf. The play is over. Bravo! Say all the parents. They clap and cheer. They take lots of pictures. Everyone is very proud. Peppa and her friends take a bow. They all did a good job acting. Pedro, you were very good, says Peppa. You were almost as good as me. Thank you, Peppa, says Pedro. Peppa is glad she was in the school play. She hopes there will be another one soon. The end. Peppa Pig, the official annual 2022. The Tall Tree. Peppa and her family are visiting Madame Gazelle at her home. Hello, everyone, says Madame Gazelle, opening her creaky door. Come in. Hello, Madame Gazelle, says Peppa. As they step into the house, Peppa and George find themselves sliding down Madame Gazelle's hallway. Whee! Cries Peppa. Your hallway is a big slide. Is it meant to be like that? Asked Daddy Pig. No, says Madame Gazelle. The house is just old. In the living room, lots of things are leaning to one side. Everything here is a little bit wonky, Peppa gasped. Madame Gazelle, I think your house might need fixing, says Daddy Pig. He peers out the window and spots a tree pushing against the wall. Madame Gazelle takes him outside. It's my little Christmas tree from a long time ago, she explains. I didn't want to throw it away, so I planted it in the garden. Your little tree has grown so much it's pushing your house over, says Daddy Pig. I'll call Mr. Bull to see if he can help. That's a mighty fine tree you have there, Madame Gazelle, says Mr. Bull when he arrives. Strong roots. Yes, says Daddy Pig, but it's pushing the house over. Mr. Bull stands back to take a look. Oh, yes, he says. Let's chop it down. Before Mr. Bull chops the tree down, he must check that no animals are living in it. He gets a rope and a harness and uses them to climb the tree.
Wow!
Look at that, says Mr. Bull. Little birds are nesting in your tree, Madame Gazelle. Peppa, George and Madame Gazelle go and see the birds from the window. Mr. Bull climbs higher up the tree. Peppa, George and Madame Gazelle climb up higher in the house. Look what's here, says Mr. Bull. Busy bees, cries Peppa. Buzz. Let's see what else there is, says Mr. Bull. Mr. Bull climbs higher up the tree. Peppa, George and Madame Gazelle climb the stairs to the third floor window. I say, look at this, whispers Mr. Bull. It's an owl, Peppa gasped. Whoo, says the owl. Onward and upward, says Mr. Bull, continuing to climb. Peppa, George and Madame Gazelle reach the highest window in the house. Bats, says Mr. Bull, spotting some hanging upside down and fast asleep.
Wow!
Ah, my friends the bats, says Madame Gazelle. They remind me of the old country. Mr. Bull reaches up. But what's this? He asks, pulling down a piece of tinsel with a bauble on the end. Ah, my Christmas decorations, says Madame Gazelle. Mr. Bull pulls himself right to the very top of the tall tree and finds a Christmas fairy, he cries. Everyone agrees that, since Madame Gazelle's tree is a wonderful home to so many little animals, it should not be chopped down. Maybe to stop your house falling over, we could put it in the tree, says Daddy Pig. Mr. Bull uses his crane to lift up Madame Gazelle's house and puts it in the middle of the tree.
Wow!
I've always wanted a tree house, says Madame Gazelle. Thank you, everyone. All the animals love living in the tall tree. Madame Gazelle loves living in the tall tree. Peppa Pig. Read it yourself with Ladybird. Sports Day. It is sports day at school.
Wow.
Peppa, George and everyone are there.
Hooray!
First, it is the running race. Ready, steady, go, says Madame Gazelle. They all run as fast as they can. Peppa is not ready. She comes last, and she is not at all happy. Rebecca Rabbit wins the running race. Hooray! Everyone says. Next is the long jump. Ready, steady, go, says Madame Gazelle again. George jumps as far as he can, but he comes last. George is not happy at all. Richard Rabbit wins the long jump.
Hooray!
Hooray! Everyone says. Next, it is the relay race. Ready, steady, go, says Madame Gazelle again. Daddy Pig runs as fast as he can. Here, Peppa, says Daddy Pig. Run as fast as you can. But Peppa is not ready. Emily Elephant wins the relay race. Hooray! Everyone says. Peppa comes last again, and she is not happy at all. Next, it is the tug of war.
Wow!
Ready, steady, go, says Madame Gazelle. Everyone tugs as hard as they can. Snap! The rope breaks. Now everyone wins, says Madame Gazelle.
Hooray!
Hooray, says Peppa. I win at last. I like sports day. The end. Peppa Pig, Rebecca Rabbit. This is Peppa's friend, Rebecca Rabbit. Rebecca is very good at swimming.
Wow!
Paddle your arms, says Rebecca. And kick your legs, says Peppa. Rebecca's house is called a burrow. It is underground. Where are your stairs? asked Peppa. We don't have stairs, says Rebecca. We have tunnels instead.
Wow!
Rebecca has a big family. There's her mummy, her daddy, and her little brother Richard. And here are the baby twins, says Rebecca. Peppa nods. Hello, Robbie and Rosie. Rebecca and Peppa go to the petting farm together. They like to stroke the tiny animals. Look at their cute little faces, cries Rebecca. And their fluffy little bodies, says Peppa. Peppa has lots of fun with her friend Rebecca. Sometimes she pretends to be a rabbit too. All she has to do is twitch her nose and squeak. Peppa loves Rebecca Rabbit. Everyone loves Rebecca Rabbit. The end. Peppa visits the Australian Botanical Gardens. Peppa had flown to Australia to visit her friend Kylie Kangaroo.
Wow.
Did you tell them we were coming? Asked Mummy Pig. No, I thought you did, said Daddy Pig, ringing the doorbell. Mr. Pig, said Mr. Kangaroo, opening the door. What an amazing surprise. You said we should visit if we were passing again, said Daddy Pig. Yeah, for sure, said Mr. Kangaroo. Kylie and Mrs. Kangaroo came to say hello. Joey Kangaroo popped his head out of Mrs. Kangaroo's pouch and waved his toy crocodile.
Crocodile,
he said.
Dinosaur.
George growled back. We were just going to the Botanical Gardens, said Mr. Kangaroo. Did you want to join us? Yes, please, cheered Peppa and her family. On the journey, Kylie told Peppa all about the Botanical Gardens. There's a rock garden, a desert track, a rainforest dome, a nature reserve, and the best bit, said Kylie. Why don't you leave the best bit as a surprise, said Mr. Kangaroo. Okay, Daddy, said Kylie. You'll love the gardens, Peppa. They're wild.
Wow.
I can't wait, said Peppa. You don't need to, said Mrs. Kangaroo. We're here.
Hooray!
The first area to explore was a rock garden.
These rocks are so big,
gasped Peppa. I wish we had them at home.
Let's go across the wibbly-wobbly rope bridge,
said Kylie. Wibble wobble, wibble wobble, sang Peppa and Kylie as they skipped along the bridge. Joey crept towards Daddy Pig with a toy crocodile. Stop! shouted Joey. Ah! cried Daddy Pig. Don't worry, Daddy Pig. There aren't any crocodiles around, said Mr. Kangaroo. In this garden, at least. He looked over at Kylie and winked. At the other end of the wibbly-wobbly rope bridge was the outback desert track.
Wow! We have to hop along the track and find the gum tree, said Kylie. But how do we know what the gum tree looks like?
asked Peppa.
It has a shiny silver trunk,
explained Kylie.
and it's the only tree in the whole track.
Wow!
Ooh, said Peppa. Ready, steady, go, shouted Kylie. Peppa and Kylie ran across the desert track to the gum tree. It's a bit hot here, panted Daddy Pig. Well, we are in the desert, said Mummy Pig. Peppa loved the silver gum tree.
It's so shiny, she said. I wish we had one at home. Is this a surprise, Kylie?
No, said Kylie.
I love the gum tree, but it's not the best bit.
The next part of the gardens was inside a big glass dome.
Wow!
This is the rainforest dome, said Kylie. We have lots of rainforests in Australia.
Wow!
gasped Peppa, gazing up at the tall trees.
Why is it called a rainforest?
Because it's a forest, said Kylie. And it rains a lot.
Ah!
said Peppa.
But it's not raining now.
Let's push the big buttons and see what happens, said Kylie.
Kylie and Peppa pushed the buttons and suddenly, pitter-patter, it started to rain.
I love rainforest domes, said Peppa. I wish we had one at home.
A room with warm rain, said Daddy Pig. We do need one at home.
We have one, Daddy Pig,
said Mummy Pig. It's called the shower.
Is this the surprise, Kylie?
asked Peppa.
No, said Kylie. Rainforests are brilliant, but this isn't the best bit. Bring, bring. Suddenly, there was a loud bring. Oh dear, what was that? Asked Mummy Pig. Don't worry, said Mrs. Kangaroo. That was a bellbird. Their calls can be a little alarming. Oh, I see, Mummy Pig shouted over the ringing. Is this a surprise, Kylie? Asked Peppa. No, said Kylie. Bellbirds are great, but this isn't the best bit. Outside the rainforest dome was a nature reserve. This is a nice spot for lunch, said Mr. Kangaroo, whipping out a picnic. Mr. Duck-billed Platypus, gasped Peppa. So nice to see you again. She always finds us when we have a picnic, said Kylie. After the picnic, Peppa and Kylie looked up at the trees. Let's pretend we're possums running along the branches at night, said Kylie, showing Peppa how to run like a possum. Look, whispered Peppa, spotting something in a tree. What's that? It's a koala, Kylie whispered back. Wow. She looks sleepy because she sleeps most of the day, and when she's not sleeping, she's munching leaves. She's so cute, said Peppa. Is this the surprise, Kylie? No, said Kylie. Koalas are amazing, but they're not the best bit. Let's pretend to be koalas, said Peppa. Munch, munch, munch. I love koalas, said Peppa. I wish we had them at home. Come on, little ones, said Mrs. Kangaroo. It's time for... Yikes! Cried Daddy Pig. A crocodile! It's not a real one, said Kylie. It's a crocodile slide, leading to the surprise. Ooh, said Peppa, climbing to the top of the slide. Then she slid down into a huge muddy puddle. Wow! This is the best bit, Peppa, yelled Kylie, landing in the mud. It's the best thing ever, cheered Peppa. After lots of slides down the crocodile into huge muddy puddle, it was time for everyone to go home. Did you like the gardens, Peppa? Asked Kylie. Yes, said Peppa. I loved them, and the best bit was the surprise. Crocodile, growled George. He loved the crocodile. Australian gardens have everything, said Peppa. I wish we could bring them home with us. I don't think they would fit on the plane, Peppa, said Mummy Pig. We'll just have to come back and visit again, won't we? Said Daddy Pig. Yes, cheered Peppa and Kylie. Sure, said Mr. Kangaroo. Drop by any time. Hooray! Yeah, of course, said Mrs. Kangaroo. Any time. Peppa loves the Australian Botanical Gardens. Everyone loves the Australian Botanical Gardens. The end. Peppa's Jingle Bells. Today is Peppa's Playgroup Christmas Sing-Along. Wow! Peppa, Zoe Zebra and Rebecca Rabbit are hanging baubles on the tree. This one's so shiny, says Zoe. This one's so sparkly, says Rebecca. This one looks magical, gasps Peppa, giving her bauble a shake. Just then, a sound comes from outside. Madame Gazelle, cries Peppa. Did you hear that? It sounds like bells, says Mandy Mouse. Sleigh bells, says Freddy Fox. There it goes again, says Peppa. Listen! Suddenly, there's a knock at the door. Santa! Cry the children. Hello, says Santa. I hear there's a Christmas sing-along today.
Yes, says Peppa. We're going to sing Jingle Bells.
Oh, ho, 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 that's my favourite song, says Santa, and I may have something to help. Santa pops outside, then returns with a bell.
Wow!
This is from my sleigh. The children get dressed up in their Christmas sing-along outfits, and their parents arrive. The audience are very surprised to see Santa.
Wow!
Soon the children start to sing.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh. Hey!
Hooray! Everyone cheers. The Christmas sing-along is a great success. After the sing-along, Santa gives the bell to Peppa. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! He cries, flying off into the starry night.
Thank you,
says Peppa as she shakes the bell.
Look, Daddy, Santa gave this bell to me,
says Peppa. Well, he does like giving presents, said Daddy Pig. The end.
Hi kids, did you have fun watching this video? Then like and subscribe for more.